What is up, y'all? So in today's video, I'm going to be going over part 3 of my Rick guide, which is focused on neutral. So let's kind of preface the video and explain how it's going to go. Basically what's going to happen is I'm going to explain the basics of neutral in a fighting game. Then I'm going to dive into the best ways for Rick to play neutral and his strongest neutral tools. After that, I'm going to jump into some games with my boy Bonte, where we do 2 sweaty sets and I try to kind of live commentate my thoughts over it, and then kind of provide like a basic understanding of how I view neutral and how I'm looking to play the game with Rick. So to kind of start off, I'm going to define the basics of neutral, right? So if I had to sum up what is neutral in one sentence, the basic description is neutral is understanding what your opponent wants and understanding what you want, and then figuring out how to get what you want without giving your opponent what they want. So neutral is the baseline of the game. Every part of the game stems from neutral, right? So you have your advantage, you have disadvantage, your combo game getting started, juggling, edge guarding, conditioning. Everything starts in neutral, right? And so this is neutral right here. Nobody's been hit yet. We're both trying to figure out how we're going to get that opening hit, get our combo started, get our advantage state going. We're trying to figure out like, okay, what is Shaggy going to try and hit me with here? How's he going to get his stuff going? What am I going to do if I start getting hit and sent into the vortex, right? Everything is neutral, and it is the base of the game. Here will be my best tips about how to learn neutral if you're new to fighting games. So starting off, I would say know your opponent's combo starters, know your opponent's neutral tools, which can sometimes be combo starters, right? And when I say neutral tools, I mean moves that are generally safe, that can be hard to punish, but also have a very high reward when taking risk reward into account. So an example of that for Rick would be like laser, right? Very low risk, very high reward. It's a very solid neutral tool, but more on that later. Then you also have to try and understand your opponent's playstyle, right? Try to understand, you know, what do they want? Do they want to play aggressive? Do they want to play slow? That kind of stuff. You also have to try and understand what your opponents are looking for at various parts of the game, right? So early game, when both of you are very low percent, you have to kind of think like, what does my opponent want to get things started at this point, right? You know, is it Sair? Is it jab? Is it dare? Like whatever. You kind of have to figure it out with each character. Kind of try and understand what do they want at these low percents. And then apply that into all percent ranges, right? So same thing at mid percent, then same thing at high percent, right? The best example I could give if you're playing against Rick, right? Say you're at 120% and you're fighting Rick. I wouldn't want to try and fight Rick on the ground when I'm at super high percent, right? As we know from the previous videos, jab 1 to up tilt is an insanely strong confirm that Rick has. So I would try to avoid playing grounded and super close to Rick at high percent, right? Just an example, you know, obviously it's going to be different for every character. As we kind of play the game and progress, we'll come to understand what those confirms are, what those buttons are that they're looking for, and how to play around it. And then after taking all those tips into account, you have to do the opposite for yourself, right? You have to know your combo starters, you have to know your own best neutral tools, and you have to kind of figure out what your playstyle is. Like, how do you want to play the game? It's really important. And then you have to understand what you're looking for at various parts of the game, right? You have to know, okay, laser's going to work great at all percents. Fair's going to be really good at low percents and maybe high percents, right? All that stuff kind of comes into account for you as well. So now I'm going to kind of dive into some things that I think are important to pay attention to in neutral, and specifically MultiVersus. So these are things that I focus on, right? You don't have to focus on these things. You know, you can pick anything you want to focus on in the game, right? Neutral wholly encompasses the entirety of the game, right? So you can pick certain things, certain areas of the game that you want to look for habits. I'm going to go ahead and tell you the things that I look for. Number one, which I think is probably the most important in this game specifically, the dodge meter. It's super, super important to watch your dodge meter and your opponent's dodge meter, right? If I have no dodge meter, I have no chance of dodging out of combos. I have to play super, super passive. I can't go for really, really fast hits. I can't go for stuff like that, right? So always keep the dodge meter in mind and pay attention to both your own and your opponent's. It's super, super important to keep track of that, in my opinion. So the next things that I pay attention to a lot are my opponent's common advantage and disadvantage options. So to kind of explain what I mean by that, specifically when I'm juggling an opponent or they're juggling me, I'm looking to see how they're trying to get out of my juggle. I'm looking to see how they're trying to continue their juggle when I'm getting juggled, right? I'm also trying to look for how they're going to try to reversal me when I'm in advantage and they're in disadvantage. And same for me, right? I'm going to try and find the gaps in their advantage state to where I can get a good reversal. So not only juggling disadvantage, what my opponent's going to try to do when I'm pushing my advantage state and they're trying to get out, I also think a disadvantage in the sense of them coming back to stage, right? So a lot of times early in games, I'll let them come off the ledge because I want to see what they're going to do, and I'll take a mental note of it, right? Whether it's, you know, aggressive, passive, they're throwing out specials, throwing out all kinds of moves, you know, whatever it may be. That's just something that I like to keep track of, especially against characters that are really, really fast combo options that they can kind of do from under the ledge and get things going back onto the stage, like Bugsnare, for example. I think that paying attention to how your opponent likes to get off ledge is super important in this game. You can get some really, really early kills or big combos going if you can successfully read like one of their ledge options. So now I'm going to go into what I think are Rick's best neutral tools. So starting off, the obvious first choice is going to be Laser. This move is a combo starter. This move gets kill confirmers going at high percent. This move is great at keeping your opponents out. It's great at conditioning them to jump on the ground or dodge through. Fully charged Laser is just an all-around great neutral option. It's relatively safe as well. You can full drift with it. Fantastic neutral move. It gets everything going. It keeps them at bay. Just a really, really strong move. Also, I think Fair is going to be a great neutral option. Not only does it start combos, but it's also a really good get-off-me option. If you're trying to keep somebody off the stage here, the hitbox is so big. And in this game, we also have the mix-up to charge our Sarah. The ability to do that just makes it a really, really strong neutral tool, in my opinion. Another great neutral tool that we have is going to be Jab 1. You know, of course, it gets our combos. We can do Jab 1, Jab 2, Jab 3. We can do Jab 1 up tilt to start a juggle. Jab 1's also a great anti-air. Like, the move is just all around great. It helps us confirm kills at higher percents. And it's great at scrapping too because it has so much range to it. You can get 40 damage off the rip just by landing Jab 1. The move is just great in neutral. All around very, very solid move. And then finally our fourth best neutral option, one of my personal favorites, is Meeseek. So kind of explain why Meeseek is so good at neutral. When I'm talking about Meeseeks in a neutral sense, I'm specifically referring to the grounded running Meeseek, right? This move is so strong because it forces our opponent to pick an option, whether that's run back, whether that's jump, whether that's dodge in, dodge out. So the fact that we have a move that can kind of just force our opponents to press a button and make them guess is really, really strong. In all scenarios, we win, right? Unless they kind of dodge in perfectly and hit us for it. But something I like to do a lot that's really, really strong is follow behind the Meeseek, and then kind of cover the aggressive option, right? So if you cover the aggressive option multiple times in a row, you can condition your opponent to run back to the corner of the stage. And this is also a win for us, right? Because if they're stuck here, they have to get back to center. We can kind of keep them at bay by, you know, shooting lasers, sparing, sending more Meeseeks. You know, being in the corner is just not great. You want to have center stage control for as much of the game as you can, right? In general, running Meeseek is just a really, really strong move because of that. The fact that you can force your opponent to pick an option, it's just really strong. And Laser kind of does that too, right? It forces them to kind of pick something. It's a great conditioning tool as well because it can kind of force them to put themselves in a disadvantageous position, right? So to kind of sum up how I think Rick should be played, in my opinion, this character should be played very, very passively and very baity, right? You want to be zoning them out with Laser. You want to be keeping them at bay with Fair. You want to be conditioning them with Meeseeks, making them choose options they don't want to. It's kind of like force them to come to you almost. And I mean, it kind of is camping, right? At another point, it can be hard for us to be the initiator with our toolkit. We have a lot of moves that are really, really good at keeping our opponents away. And our up-close moves, like Fair, for example, it is a little bit slow, right? You know, Dare, obviously, extremely, extremely slow. So I wouldn't say we have like the best up-close scrapping options besides Jab, of course. Kind of keep that in mind. Rick's toolkit, in my opinion, isn't really built for being able to play a super, super aggressive playstyle. Obviously, it can be done, right? You know, you can figure it out and kind of create your own playstyle around the character, and you can make anything work if you're a good player, right? So keep that in mind. But for me personally, I find the most success with Rick in playing a lot more passive and kind of forcing my opponents to pick options. And another note about Laser, you should be trying to use Laser to get your combo started if you can. It's just a fantastic zoning tool and a really, really good combo starter. Really good at edge guarding. Laser is an S tier move for Rick, in my opinion. The move is just super, super strong. So definitely keep that in mind. Like, Laser is our strongest neutral tool by far, in my opinion. So neutral is the most important and most complicated part to understand about fighting games, right? The better neutral you have, the better of a player you can become. Having an amazing neutral will help you beat some of the best players in the world. At the end of the day, having the best combo game means absolutely nothing if you can't land a single hit and you're constantly getting hit. Basically, having the best fundies can take you further than any other aspect in the game, in my opinion, right? If you just have the most solid fundamentals, you will always succeed in fighting games. Learning how to play neutral is extremely hard in itself, and doing it successfully with this character also can be very, very hard, in my opinion. I'd say that Rick is probably top 3, one of the hardest characters to play in this game. I also think he's very, very good, right? I think the skill ceiling is extremely high for Rick. I would definitely predict that within a year, maybe even 6 months, that a lot of people are going to realize how broken Rick really is. So now we're going to jump into the games with Bonte. I'm going to commentate over them, kind of try and tell you about what I'm thinking about and, you know, how I'm going about the matchup. You know, Bugs has a very oppressive nair, and it's hard for us to challenge with aerials. You definitely need to play like super passive against Bugs. Might be dead here. So he is in burnout now, so he's definitely going to play more passive. Once again, we have to like remember it's super hard to challenge those aerials. We need to stop trying to challenge in the air. Jab is going to be our best tool for dealing with Nair in this matchup. Oops, a little bit of a misinput there. I'm gonna die for it. That's fun. Get an early kill from that. We can turn this safe into a... We're really getting bodied by Nair here.
Trick in the book.
I'm gonna be looking for a lot of Nairs here. That's a good bait to get me to jump over. I'm gonna set up an edge guard here. The main reasons why we lost there is we're doing a really bad job at dealing with Nair, and we're also overextending a lot off stage, trying to go for big guesses. So in this next game, we're gonna try to play a little bit more reactive and stay more grounded. That's gonna be our plan here. We're gonna start off with tunnel. Try and keep him away from it. And I'll wait out the tunnel here. So he is in burnout here. I'm gonna see if we can do some challenging. Miss our combo there, which kind of sucks. Remember, focus on staying grounded here. Sometimes you have to tell yourself it or you'll forget. Let him get back for free. That rocket. Yeah, we missed our dodge there. It's fine. He's at a high percent, so we can get the kill here.
Beginner's luck.
He is in burnout, so we can be a little bit more aggressive. Can we get the kill there? Let's see if we can swap the sides here. We'll let him come up for free here. We don't want to risk any damage or getting reversal. Notice an aggressive ledge option too. Kind of stuck in the vortex here. Get out of it.
Eat it.
You'll get a kick out of this one. Get a kick in the head.
We went for a bit of a greedy hit there on the safe. We should have just given him space. I'm gonna go for a Nair play here because he wants to push this advantage.
Up and away.
Secure that kill here with the jab. The jab is gonna be really, really important for us in this matchup. And we might be, we're probably dead here. Gives us room to get back to stage. And we're taking way too long on the ledge there. Okay. See if we can reverse 3-0 this. I think the plan was staying more grounded. Definitely works a lot better. This map is really good for him. I'm gonna stay more grounded, play a bit safer in regards to letting him use his specials, and we just want to kind of give him space.
Call it deterrent.
Wow, we didn't catch that.
Oh shit, well that's cool.
go ahead and try and do a big play here. Oh wow. The rocket is coming down soon. Is also in burnout. Yeah, we a little bit of folding there. Shouldn't have contested that. Very passive here. We can get a kill off the top when we can. And that still does damage to me for some reason. Yeah, we're too aggressive. We are way too aggressive in those situations where we're just getting juggled like this.
Ow!
Read the dodge there.
Match point. Red team.
Haven't you learned you can't?
Yeah, kind of hold center here.
It's my lucky rabbit's foot. Sweet, bada-bada.
Okay, let's see if we can turn the safe here. He is in burnout, so we can try and kill him. I didn't even see the rocket. Wow. So as you saw with that, we got destroyed, right? So the biggest problems there, we're not being mindful of where the rocket was. I mean, it just made us lose that set, right? So we're not staying mindful of the rockets safe, and we're not playing around the tunnel very well, and we are getting destroyed by Nair. So once again, same plan where we need to stay more grounded. I don't know why I keep trying to contest it in the air. We have to stay grounded more frequently, especially in this matchup versus Nair. So let's see if we can kind of turn this around here and win this second set. So
Now that is a
yeah, also we
very
need to reduce our
bad
laser because it's giving him free openings here.
Man, I'm awesome.
We're gonna be in the vortex here. Oh, we got out because he messed up. Should be a kill here. Okay. So focus again on staying grounded.
tickle is
Kind of messed up the safe there. We're gonna let him come back for free as well.
Yeah!
Just kind of stay in the middle here. That's the thing. Like if he puts his tunnel too far away, we can kind of wait it out like that. You go in it again.
aim for the fences.
Gonna get back for free here. We are in burnout, so let's run.
Man, I'm awesome.
We need to get this lead as far as we can take it. We waste the safe there, which is really, really big. Now we just want to stop him from coming back. We could take a risk here. I think we're gonna go for it. It was not worth it. I thought I could hit him without getting hit. Was supposed to be a dash attack. Thought we'll get the kill here. Drop the safe.
This tickle is half sour.
You're gonna get comboed for that pretty heavily. But reduce the fear of the safe for a little bit. He's looking for the dodges in a lot.
Yeah. Oh.
Barely lived there. We're gonna let this rocket ride out. We're not gonna contest it. We need to keep this advantage going.
What? Were you expecting the Easter Bunny?
Solve that one real quick.
Save our dodge for this rocket here. Yeah, that was, again, a risk we didn't have to take.
Red team.
It's in this high here. Let me get the up air. Okay. So, same game plan here. We did a lot better at dealing with the specials. And especially dealing with Nair too. Like, staying more grounded definitely has a good effect on bugs. So, see if we can continue to kind of do that. And we need to play very slowly against bugs because he just blows us up so quick. Kind of just need to take our time, slowly dissect, especially like the safe and the rocket. You don't have to contest it, right? Obviously, I went for a couple risky plays, and one of them got me killed, so definitely wasn't worth it. But now let's keep this going here, see what we can do.
You ever experiment on animal stock? So long, Jack.
We uses that off the rip. We're gonna try and keep him away from it if we can. Got back to it.
Heads up.
Risky dare there. It's a bit risky to go for the down air against bugs.
Damn, jet boots.
Let me get a cheesy kill there. See if he'll drop safe immediately.
This pickle is half sour.
Yeah, we made a mistake standing that close. Let's let him come back for 3 here. He might die here. Get out of here with the rocket coming in.
Wow, choosing me, huh? I'll warn you, not an easy character to deal with.
He good bait by him.
Called deterrence. Ow!
You rabbit.
Yeah. So going for those risky plays was safe. Could have got the kill there and secured the game. Or not secured the game, but cut up a stock, but
See this coming, Rick?
yeah, we're gonna stand here, bait him into it, and then try to get out, but tries to drop the safe on us.
Match point. Blue team.
Trying to keep him away here.
Don't know me very well, do he?
Might die here.
Mr. Beastie.
He's getting a little bit greedy off stage here. Yeah,
Match point. Red team.
Haven't you learned you can't kill me? Oh, love it, up, up.
we don't want him to get a hit here. We're just gonna play super passive. The kill will come to us eventually. He has to get back to the stage. Just kind of wait him out. Take our time here. No rush. We're still at 0. Can't get destroyed here. It's still possible. Not gonna try to contest him at the ledge. He could fly up with an air. Yep. Eventually, he has to commit, right? So we just take our time, play patiently, the kill will come to us. No need to try and force it. So let's see if we can kind of maintain that. Same with staying grounded, playing super passively and baity. We can try to force the offstage scenario, make him waste rocket. That would be very, very good for us. I'm gonna try and keep him away from tunnel here. Nice little combo there. Now we should be expecting the save soon. Oh no, we're in the vortex. It's fine, he hit us back to stage.
All aboard.
And we went for the risky play again, which we should not have done.
Look out below.
See if he goes to the right. We kind of catch him there, so no, we know that he's struggling to get off stage, so we can kind of try to exploit that. Instead of going for the up air juggle advantage state, we can go for the kind of advantage state off stage. I think would be a good idea here. We'll let him get back. Oh, he SDs. Wow. Okay, so at this point we're like really in his head. We
Rick don't know me very
like
well. do
pretty
you?
much won this set here, right? He's gonna start going for extremely risky stuff. He's down 2-0. He's gonna want the big hit here. We still shouldn't take as many risks. We want to secure this game out. Like, he's a good player. He could, I mean, he 3-0'd me the first set, like y'all saw. He could definitely come back. We're just gonna play it safe here.
Am I good or what?
Guy, like, you can tell he really wants to get those nair chains going off stage.
Not bad if I do say so myself.
Go for a bit of a risky play there. And we should secure it here. Yep. Alright, yeah, so you can see, like, even if you get destroyed by somebody, if you really think about how to approach the matchup and how you're going to play neutral versus that character and that person's playstyle, you can beat them, right? You can beat anybody in a fighting game if you have good neutral. You can always adapt. There's always better fundies to be played, right? GG's to Bonte, that's going to be great. Showcase, like, how you can go from getting destroyed to kind of completely reversing that just by taking a step back and thinking about how you want to approach the matchup and the player, right? Alright, also, thank you for watching. I really appreciate all the love I've been getting on these past videos. It really makes me happy that a lot of people want to learn Rick and kind of get better with him as much as I do. And, you know, let's just keep grinding with this character, keep pushing the meta. Let me know if y'all have any questions down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer all your questions. Drop a like, comment, sub. Rick Guide Part 4 will be coming hopefully within the next week. I am not sure exactly what the topic is going to be on yet, but I'm kind of deciding between two. Hopefully I will get that out to y'all as soon as possible within the next week. I hope y'all enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.